too often loan officers have automated emails and texts saying, I did the Jones deal, I'm doing the Jones deal, everything's good, I'm Michael, my picture, my this, my that. It's all automated. I would say, no, don't even do that. Call the guy up, and you want to talk to him. You don't want to leave a voicemail message and have him not call you. You want to leave a voicemail message to get him to call you. So it's about the opportunity of the relationship just in the business you have already. It's in your Rolodex. It's in your day-to-day workout. Just realize those people are your opportunities, the ones you're already talking to, doing business with. You know, that agent doesn't have to go cold into a listed office. If you're doing $20 to $70 million, how many transactions are that? 40 transactions or something. Half are refinances, that's 20. That means you have 20 listing agents that they don't even know. And they're so busy calling them to not ever talk to them. I know when the training that I had in the mortgage business was to never talk to them, to free up your time to cold call. But this guy does 30 deals a year, 40 deals a year. You want to talk to him. That's the goal, is to build a relationship. So I would say for most of these loan officers, those opportunities are right in front of them. They're just too busy running past them to pick up pennies to go out and cold call people or social media market to people versus. And look, you work for a good company. You guys do a great job. You have great product. You have great pricing. As the listing agent, I already know that. You might have to sell me a lot. And by doing a good job on your deal, you don't have to sell me you're going to do a good job. You have my deal. You're doing a good job on it.
Right.
That's the opportunity that I think loan officers run past rather than take care of.
And what do you think drives that? Is it laziness, call reluctancy?
No, I don't think it's laziness. I don't think it's laziness. Maybe it's
You
call
just don't
reluctance. I just maybe call reluctance. They're scared that they're going to call a listing agent and they're going to get blown off once or twice. Understand, the realtor is so used to being treated like a piece of money that of course they're going to not return your phone call unless you do it, leave a message in a way that gets them to call you back. So we teach agents how to leave a message that encourages the listing agent to call you so that you talk to them. Because you want to pick up the phone call. Because you want to start that relationship and say, I have your deal, you can relax, I'm going to take care of it for you. If you have questions, call me. Not my assistant, not my LOA. You call me. Yeah, I have a team of 10 people. But I want you to know, I know who you are, listing agent so-and-so. You call me, tell me I'll take care of you. That's what relationship you want to build with that person. And it's every loan officer doing $20 million has 10 to 20 loans a year that they just squander. What if that guy added 3 listing agents a year who became his best friends? What would that do to his business? It'd be transformational. So there we have the people. They even need to go on cold call.
So I think, from the other side, and you did originations at some point?
Yeah.
So you can probably relate to this. We use as an example all the time that sometimes loan officers are referred to as contractors and general contractors. And as you've seen even on projects that get done, fix and flips or just round up construction, there's a fine line between being the general contractor but doing the work, right? So there's a similar correlation between that and mortgages where the loan officer, depending on their volume, especially in this tranche of 20 to 70 million, of still being very hands-on with the borrower, the tax returns, their bank statements, and all the nitty-gritty of the file, but yet making time to develop and be in the sales mode, which is a completely different hat, of developing that relationship with whether it's a buyer's agent or a listing agent, always being scared that maybe they did something wrong. And they're also the intermediary between the borrower and the underwriter. They're also worried about a rate lock and doing all this work to find out that someone might call them tomorrow and say, hey, by the way, John Smith down the block offered me $10 cheaper. So after all this, you might also be working for nothing. So the question is, how does a loan officer learn to balance all those hats and manage their time wisely between being focused on the origination side, being focused on the borrower side, being focused on the buyer agent side, and now to your point, also being focused on the listing agent?
So I think you have to first realize there's things you do that are worth thousands of dollars an hour. There's things you do that are worth hundreds of dollars an hour. There's things we all do that are worth $10 an hour, and things we do that are negative, right? If you spend enough time on the thousands of dollars per hour work, for people building up their business, there's that ramp-up period where your company hasn't given you maybe enough support yet. Maybe you don't yet have an LOA, you don't yet have an assistant, or whatever that means. But I assure you, if you generate enough business, eventually you'll figure that out. Either you'll pay for it or they'll pay for it for you. If you do enough business